And we're back. I'm always surprised as anyone that I made another video and actually posted it. I wanted to show you guys today some of my creek finds. These are things in my local gritty city creek. I'm a bottle hunter, so mostly when I'm looking for bottles, but as you can see, I don't find just bottles. I find a lot of other stuff. So I'm just going to go through these real quick. On your left, my right, some porcelain. This is stuff that's, as you can see, it is white on the edges, unlike the ceramic, which will be darker. Porcelain looks like blue transferware, maybe even flow blue. Some patterned porcelain like that. Very thin and very broken. And then you have the heavier, like ironstone, blue transferware, and flow blue. This would be a flow blue, something like that. Nice transferware pattern here. These are all over the place, very popular from the Civil War on up, 1900, 1910. You still see them almost, up to World War I. This is from a local hospital. This is from their actual dining hall, China. The hospital has since changed names. The building exists, but the name does not. But that was their cafeteria, China. Probably around 1935 or so, maybe 1940, 40s. This is a part of a clock face. I don't know if you can actually catch that, but that is a little clock face piece. It's like a clay, but almost layered. I'm not really sure. Oyster shell. Not that these are uncommon, but if you see oyster shells in fresh water, far from a beach, you might be into a dump. They were very popular food in the late 1800s, early 1900s. On the East Coast, they got fished out a lot of the bays, but extremely big. If you see a big cache of these or clam shells in one spot, look for bottles, look for other artifacts, look for clay and iron, because you probably are into a dump site. Going back this way, this is a little, they call Hutter style stopper. Would have gone into a bottle that way, and then secured by a little metal closure. This actually did have a brand on it, which is almost invisible. Under certain light, it says Duffy. I could read that much. It's part of a local address as well. This is a perfume, nice little perfume. This is a screw top. Ground lip though, so it's 20s, 30s, probably 30s. It's a very crude single-threaded screw top. The old Noxzema 8-sided. I'm told those are a little older, 20s, 30s than the round ones. Milk glass, which is pretty badly scarred up, but you can't see it. Wonderful thing about milk glass, but it's got a lot of rash and gravel scarring. This was a surprise. This is an old eye cup. Most of these guys fit into the bottles. This one actually has its own foot and stands on its own. A lot of these were actually, Wyeth made a bunch of these and they were actually lids. The eye cup was the lid to the fluid. This has the M. Maryland glass mark on it. Same guys who gave us the milk of magnesia, etc. This is just a slick, but these are everywhere. These little extract bottles, little meds, panel med style. This is machine made, probably around late 20s, I'd say. It still retains the old panel shape, still has a ring neck, but the style is definitely machined more regular. Salt shaker lid, pepper shaker lid. I do find these in dumps, and I'm always looking for a match for those. Fence insulators. These are very sturdy. You find them chipped up and broken, and sometimes whole, but that's a busted one. These are all over the place. This piece I found out, this is a little tiny elephant on a pedestal, and I found out that this was actually from an onyx jewelry box, and that it would fit on top. This was the elephant, was the handle, and there was a black onyx box that matched this. It came out in the mid-20s, 1926, I think. I have to check that, mid-20s. That's pretty cool. Don't know what this is. It's heavy ceramic, heavy duty like electrical ceramic. goes straight through. Has a patterned in glaze, so it was decorative for something, maybe part of a lamp. One of you guys know, maybe something a gas line would have passed through for the old gas lights. I'm not sure, but it looks like it was meant to be seen, right? It's got a little floral pattern on it, so you tell me. This wackadoo thing, I wasn't even sure I was going to bring this home. This has some weight to it. This had a little bit of patent information in here that led me to believe I could find it. And it basically was an envelope licker. This giant ceramic wheel with a metal center and axle was sat in a ceramic box that was filled with about 1 inch of water. And as it rolled, it picked up a little moisture on the ceramic roll, and then you passed your stamp over the surface of the roll rather than lick the stamp. Labor-saving device, weighed about 1,000 pounds, I think. Not sure. I'll try to find a picture of one intact. And the last item is one I just found very recently. I almost missed it. Now, I don't know how well y'all are going to be able to see this, so I'm just going to leave it here for just a second. But that says at the center, US, and around it is clearly a wreath and star. So I got looking closer and I gave it a little cleanup. It is metal, and immediately I recognized it as a veteran's medallion from a veteran's grave. A little closer inspection, it is for a World War I veteran. It has the years 1917 to 1918 at the bottom. So it's from someone who served in, died in, or survived World War I. I don't know, there are no cemeteries upstream from where I found this piece. They are downstream. The closest military cemetery, or the closest cemetery to have military graves, is downstream. So I'm not sure how this got where it is, but it is a World War I veteran's medallion from a veteran's gravestone. That is a pretty good idea of what I have found in the creek. I save a couple cool things for last. This is an old dairy, very local, crude slug plate. It is rashed all to death, but you can see where it says R.H. Rose. I did look it up, dates to about 1905. They were up the street from me, a very small dairy. This thing, I can't even believe survived, let alone in this condition. I pulled this out of a gravel bar in the creek. It was heel up and only exposed that much. And I picked it up expecting it to be broken, and not only was it complete with no lip chips, its paint is pretty awesome. It has front paint, it has, you can see it, a remainder of the back paint. It's light, but it's complete. It's a 1-dot Pepsi. It's not super rare. 1960s, I think it says 64, 67 on the base. Excellent find. And of course, creek marbles. We wouldn't have a creek video without creek marbles. These are usually from any era back to 1900, when marbles became popular, like 1890s. But you have, even there's a clay one here. That one I did not expect to find in a creek full of pebbles, but there you go. That's an earlier one. The glass ones are all rash to hell, but there's a little peewee pearl marble there, which is unusual as well. Also, I think my daughter spotted that one. That was a good find. Anyway, that will do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm still working on other videos about bottles, and still have to do the video on the smalls, but stick around. Who knows? Maybe I'll post another. Be well.